Hey Fashion Crossroads fans, Kylene here with Wednesday Wardrobing Live, our July series. I still have too much head. There, that's better. Wednesday Wardrobing Live, our July series, which is all about how to shop the sales like a boss, because there really is an art to sales shopping and getting the absolute most out of sales that you possibly can. So this is part 2. So if you missed part 1 from last Wednesday, you can either scroll back on Facebook to find it, or you can go to our YouTube page and check out the Wednesday Wardrobing playlist. All right, so 10 more tips for shopping sales like a boss. All right, number 1, don't trust the size. So sometimes things end up on a sale rack because they were missized from the vendor or missized in the store. So sometimes vendors get the size tag wrong. They get a medium tag put on a small or something else. That happens. And we don't always recognize that as a store unless a customer comes up to us and says, you know, I think this is missized because I wear this size all the time and this is really big or this is really small, and then we test it. But if nobody ever says anything and we don't try it on, then we might not know that that happened. Similarly, sometimes when we're tagging things, not paying attention or get distracted, we get a tag mixed. So we might get, you know, a large tag on a small item and the small tag on the large item. That happens too. Usually those things get discovered, but sometimes they don't. And so sometimes things end up on the sales rack because of those issues. So I always recommend, with sales especially, is to look at it. You know, hold it out. You kind of know what looks like your size. Hold it out, you know, and judge it based upon that. And if it looks like it could be running a little big or a little small, go ahead and try it on, because you might actually be able to take advantage of the fact that that item was missized to begin with. Number 2 is check the displays. So sales sections get really chaotic, especially on sales days. And not everyone is conscientious about putting something back where they got it from. Some people, you know, just deposit it anywhere. And so if you find something that you absolutely love, but it's missing in your size, don't give up until you have checked the other racks that are out or in that sale section, because maybe they just got confused and put it back on the wrong rack. Or also make sure that you check just around the store, because, you know, somebody could have been carrying it around in their hand and then at the last minute decided, oh no, I don't need this. And they just hang it on the rack as they head out the door, right? And if the store is busy, that might not be noticed by a sales associate, and so that item might just be in the wrong spot. So you always want to make sure to kind of peruse the store, peruse the sales section, and make sure that item didn't get put someplace else. Also, you want to check the put-back rack. Hey, we're having a little bit of an internet issue. Somebody else may have tried it on, and it's hanging on the put-back rack, and no sales associate has had a chance to put it back yet. So you always want to be very cognizant of looking around the store to make sure you haven't missed something that's been misplaced. Also check displays. Sometimes, you know, things get missed, like they didn't get marked because it was on a display and we didn't realize it was on a display, and so it just got missed. And it's on the display, it needs to be marked down, but it got missed. So check those as well. So just always want to be sure to check the store thoroughly for those items that you really want. Also, do your research, especially if you're shopping online. It makes it a lot easier, but to compare prices across different companies, because different companies are going to have things priced differently. One company may have it on sale, another company might not. So make sure you take some time to price out that item. And generally you can do like a Google search if you know the name of the item and the vendor, what the vendor name is and what they called it, or if you know the item number, the style number that the vendor gave it, you can do a Google search and find out what other people are selling it for. Check for duplicates. So again, sometimes you might be shopping on a sales rack and you find something you really love, and as you keep going, you see that same thing in a different color, but there's two different prices. It looks like exactly the same item, just in another color, but the one you want is more expensive than the other ones. Definitely bring that to a sales associate's attention. There might be a reason for that. Sometimes, you know, maybe the cheaper one came in at an earlier time and so that's been in the store for longer, or if it's a good style, maybe the store ordered it last year and then the company brought it back in a different color, and then that different color is the new more recent color. So there can be some legitimate reasons for things being not the same price, but it may just be because the item got missed. That happens. So definitely ask that question, you know, is there a reason that this is less than this one, because they seem like the same thing to me. You might end up getting it for cheaper. All right, examine the item. So you usually can get a little extra taken off if there's a damage. So you want to make sure that you check that out. Are all the buttons sewn on? Are the hook and eyes sewn on? Does the zipper work? Are there any holes in the seam? Don't be stupid about it, like, 'cause you'll just make the store person mad, and then they might just not be willing to help you at all. But if there's a legitimate damage, definitely look for those, and if you're willing to fix that, a lot of times you can get a couple more dollars taken off. Why not, right? If you're willing to sew a hook and eye on, it takes 2 minutes, but the store owner takes another $3 off for you. Hey, it's worth everybody's time and energy for you to point that out. Check return policies. Some sales are all sales final. So you're going to definitely want to make sure that you want that item before you take it. Some sales are, you know, you have a certain period of time to bring it back. So you want to make sure to know what the sale return policy is, so there aren't any surprises if you decide you want to bring that item back. Avoid asking for bundle deals. Okay, this is cringeworthy. I'm just going to tell you, for every single business owner and sales associate, this is cringeworthy. If you are shopping in a market, like, you know, a typical, like, you know, food market, or like, you know, any kind of like an open air market where bartering is normal and commonplace, by all means, try to barter. If you are shopping in a brick and mortar store, do not try to barter. We don't barter. That's not how it works. And it just makes people mad, and you end up probably getting less of a discount because you've made somebody mad. So don't go there. If you have a damage, definitely point that out. If you have a price discrepancy, definitely point that out. But don't come up to the counter and say, if I buy this and this, how much can you give me on this? I just have never ever seen that work in a typical brick and mortar setting. So, my 2 cents on that. All right, use coupons and promo codes. A lot of times, companies will allow you to use a promo code on top of a sale. This is really handy in an online setting, because you have those handy little apps that you can be like, search all the promo codes to see if there's any more of a discount that you can get off. If you're shopping in a brick and mortar store, they have a loyalty program. You may be able to use your loyalty points on top of the promo price or the sale price. Just ask those questions. Am I able to use my loyalty on top of the sale price today? Might as well if you can, right? think about versatility. So this is kind of just in as you're choosing what to buy, ask yourself, is this like I'm going to be able to wear it with one item in my closet, or is this something that I can mix and match with a lot of different things, right? I said it in last week's video and I'll say it again. The most expensive thing in your closet is the thing you never wear. So it doesn't matter how cheap it was when you bought it. If you never wear it, it ends up being a very expensive item. So don't just buy it because it's cheap. Actually give yourself some time to think about how am I going to wear this. And as I said in last week's video, if you can, and I know it's harder with sales shopping, but if you can, make them match before you leave the store. Don't leave with single items that you are, oh, I think I have a match for this, or I'm pretty sure I have something that'll go with this, unless you are really, really sure, like 90% sure that it's the right color, that it's going to be the right style, that you have something that's going to go with it in your closet. Try to find a match before you leave the store, because we've all done that and then it's hung there in the closet because we didn't have a match for it. So a little bit of advice there. And then last of all, don't be in a rush. Sales shopping takes time. You want to give yourself time to look through all the racks. You want to give yourself time to try everything on. You want to give yourself time to examine all the pieces. You want to give yourself time to look through the store for things that were put in the wrong place or on the put back rack or any of those kinds of things. So don't try to do this fast. Give yourself time. I promise you'll make better decisions. You'll make better sales decisions, and you might end up finding a super great bargain that you didn't even know was there had you not spent the time and looked. Okay, we have just marked some beautiful dresses down. They are in our sale collection. So if you go on our online store, you can click this tab right here. It says sale. That will take you to all of our current sales. There are brand new dresses that have just been marked 30% off. And of course, those are here in our brick and mortar as well. We are gearing up for Crazy Days. That is next weekend. So we have already started to organize our Crazy Days racks, start to think about all those sales. So definitely save the date, ladies. For us, the best time to shop is Thursday before Crazy Days. Our pre-Crazy Days sale is the best discount that we have the whole weekend. All right, have a great night.